everybody, and welcome to AFR's Tier 2 race at Monza. And it appears that we have a wet qualifying, which will be very, very interesting. It's definitely going to mix up the grid. And we have a couple of fill-ins tonight. We've got Varsa, Lick, and Quantum Effect all stepping in, and Baitmate as well, and Lights. So we have a few reserves on board tonight. Yes, I see you know your judo well. Now we have sounds. Okay. So Lights is the first one out on track on the intermediate tyres. So it's not wet enough for the full wets, it would seem. Sure if Gus will be joining me shortly or not.
I am here, yes.
Oh, Gus is here. Welcome, Gus.
Thank you. Good to be here.
So we have a wet track, and Lights will be the first one to set a time as he comes into Parabolica now.
It looks like it's going to be a full dry race as well, so yeah, it shouldn't be any more rain in the race session.
Well, that will make for very interesting qualifying, because they probably have loaded their dry setup, so they'll be running very low wing on a wet track.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see in those high-speed corners if the car's going to stick to the track or not, as especially through Ascari, it's very easy to lose it in the dry, let alone with the dry setup in the wet. So really interesting to see who can set a time, let alone a quick one.
Yes. So we saw Lights going a little bit deep into the first chicane, or turn one. Coming now into the second chicane, goes deep again, takes a lot of curb. Not the best line through there, but I'm sure they're all just feeling their way through in these conditions at the moment.
Big
sliding
lift
around, but
lift.
he gets through.
I think it's going to take him a few laps to build up the confidence to really know when to push the car and where it's going to be okay to get that throttle on, but it's going to be a touchy first couple of laps for everyone. Very
much so, and they will probably be running more fuel so they can do laps back to back, and it's a 131.4. So faster than Simdogger at the moment by a tenth.
131.5 from Simdogger and a 133 flat from Jacob. So I imagine as well some of the cars will be running a bit higher fuel load just to try and string a few laps together, get a rhythm going, just trying to get a feel for the track. Then obviously as the racing line starts to clear up a little bit, the times will get a bit faster as well once that standing water starts moving across off the racing line.
4 tenths quicker with the 131.0. Currently on board with Varsa now, who's just started their flying lap. On the way to the second chicane, there's a little bit of traffic ahead.
Well, we've got Ibis going straight through the first Varianti chicane. There's a bit of traffic as well in that first sector.
Yeah.
Don't think there's anyone on a flyer. Oh, not.
I think
Nearly puts it into the wall.
Oh, getting very close to that gravel trap was Vasa. Tennis.
Yeah. Oh, and Stars 29.7. First one in the 29s. Great time from him. And I think that's his first flyer as well, so
Fastest.
really quite confident in the car. Must have done his wet practice. Quantum Effect, the racing point, doing 131.1.
Pondon's about to come over the line. Jacob does the 29.5. Pondon 29.
29.9. Simdogger 29.9 as well.
I think Lick is about to come across the line and set another time. Struggling to get on the power.
We've got a racing point off the track in Sector 1 at Curva Grande.
Yep, that would be Quantum Effect.
Yeah, I think he's just made a little mistake. He just kept off the track to stay out of everyone's way, but his tyres are ice cold now and covered in dirt and mud, so he's going to have a nice fun lap around the track while they clean off.
Trin now coming around Parabolica. Does improve, 30.4.
Tanis is setting a 129.2 and immediately starts responds with the 129 flat, so these times are starting to tumble down as the fuel burns off and the track starts to dry up a little bit.
Ooh, Lick.
Yeah, just outside of the second Lesmo. Looks like Lick's lost it on the exit curb.
Oh, well, at least he got a time in, but as you said,
it's not
the
going to
track
pay for
seems
long.
to be
131
getting
flat.
faster.
Yeah, 2 seconds off pole. I'd be very surprised if he's not at the bottom after the session, unless anyone behind him retires as well.
So keeper to set his first lap time. Get some 2 wheels on the paint. Does that count? It didn't count. He invalidated it right at the end. Why would you do that? So we'll drop down to Saxa, who's on a lap, still hasn't set a time. Just through the Ascari chicane. He's also got a Mercedes right behind him, getting a bit of a tow. Bit of a lock up left front.
Gumpy X's, no AI, all these drivers are real people. Adzi, I believe it was Charlie who won the Tier 1 race.
Yes,
I believe it was his first one.
No, maybe?
Double check that.
But as Stars was the Mercedes right behind Saxa, and he did benefit from that tow, setting a time of 28.4. So almost a second clear of second place at the moment. Let's see how Jacob Meister. Oh, he's still on his out lap.
Jacob's got fresh inters on as well, so clearly wanting to try and make use of the fresh rubber. Just if they can get up to temp or not. That's the question. Again, we've got more traffic at that first Variante chicane. Got a Alfa Romeo going straight on with lights. And Trim coming across the line now. Oh, nice time. Goes up to P2, so 129.1.
You can see still some time off that margin of Stars.
Yeah, that was a great lap by Stars, who comes into the pits now. He's done 3 laps on those tyres, so he's obviously had enough.
So we
Change
drop
them
down
over
to Jacob Meister now, as he just started the across the start-finish line. Turns in very early, bit of understeer, bit of curb, bit of grass. Bit of everything and a bit of wall. Too much wall. Too much wall.
Oh no, Jacob. I think he's got some wing damage after that. I think the right end plate is looking a little bit worse for wear. Yeah, he's lost his end plate and a little bit of the wing element, so he's going to be coming into the pits. Unfortunately, got a bit hungry on the throttle, and brand new tyres, they needed a bit more temperature to be able to push them that hard, so he's, yeah.
I believe you get 3 sets. So
yeah, I think it's 3 sets of inters, yeah, and 2 sets of wets, so yeah, he's got a fair bit of the lap still to go to come in. Still about 7 minutes remaining in the session, so he should be able to get back out again with another set of inters. As we've got a stationary Williams at Curva Grande, just Simdogger letting some traffic through.
We've just jumped on board with Mickey.
Coming up on some traffic. Lifting earlier, not shifting down. I don't know what's going on there.
Just getting the traction.
I don't know if he's.
I think he's.
pushing.
Yeah, I think he's on.
I don't think.
In-lap, perhaps.
Yeah, he's low fuel. He's got the fuel indicator on, so I think this is an in-lap.
Well, we're on board with Simdogger now. Currently P9 on a 29.9 for $9.99.
So as the Haas comes into the pits, we've got a Red Bull about to cross the line of nuts. I believe he's starting in a lap now.
No, he's coming into the pits. So they're probably going to be coming in now to put on their last set of inters, fill it up.
Yeah,
and
I
see
think
how it goes.
Yeah, nuts on a flying lap going around Curva Grande now. Cycle through the rest and see. Vass is on a hot lap as well. He's just come out with fresh inters.
We're on board with Nut. Oh, whoa, whoa,
no!
whoa.
Round he goes.
Around. You
just
spin
before the
me
first Lesmo.
right round, baby.
Does a flick spin and
almost over, does it? Almost
270
over.
Spin there, and
It's such a bad. He's got to
get moving, or he's going to get disqualified, and he knows it as well. He was creeping out as quickly as he could,
and he has to let more people through.
Yeah,
That's very, very unfortunate.
He's done well not to impede anyone there.
Lights is out.
Oh yeah, Lights has gone round again.
I've
Second
just gone on board with him as he's crashed.
That second exit curve at Lesmo is absolutely horrendous in the wet. Just no grip at all. And light up the rears, you're just going to get spat into that inside wall.
Well, we haven't seen Stars yet. We haven't been on board with him. He is on an out lap coming up to the final corner. Let's see what he can do. I wonder how much fuel he's gone out with.
Still about 4.5 minutes left in the session, so probably got a handful of laps in the tank, so expect the first couple of laps to not be the quickest. Comes into the first variante chicane, brakes at about the 150 mark, takes second gear over the first curb, shifts up to third and fourth, and just really helps with the traction there, so he's been able to keep it pretty flat out just by doing those short shifts up. Goes around Curva Grande. Got a little bit of traffic up ahead, but
he's a 10th up.
Second variante chicane. Very nice there. Again, no issue on traction. Going into the first Lesmo. Runs a little wide. There's a bit of understeer there in the wet.
Don't tell me he's going to get another toe down that straight off this
Williams.
He is.
That's well timed by him this lap. The gap's nice to the Williams in front.
What's the split going to be? He's up! He's up by 4/10. Nearly
goes through
half a
Ascari.
second.
Nice, takes good curb. about half throttle on the exit. He's trying to pick up a toe. There's a bit of traffic here, but he's navigated it well. Coming through into the final turn of Parabolica. Oh, brakes at 75 metres. It's almost the same point in the dry. Takes a wide line through the corner. Turns it in to try and make the minimum amount of distance before the line. Goes as much over the curve as he can. It's 128.1.
Wowee.
Great time by Stars. Great time.
Very good time.
I'm just going to see if Pondon can respond. He's just behind him. He's done it 128.6.
But I believe this is his first flying lap, because he yielded to Stars just before.
We'll just see coming up to the end of the first sector now, so we'll get the split time in a second. And he's down by 2/10, so obviously he's had a little bit of a mistake going through the first variante. As we've got a Red Bull backwards just before the first Lesmo. Red Bull's really struggling through that section. That's gone off there a couple of times as well, so maybe it's a setup issue that they're running. But again, we're expecting them all to be running dry setups, as it will be a dry race, so understandable it's going to be very tricky conditions trying to get car set up for the dry.
Pondon, oh, don't tell me he's backed out. He's backed out. He saw the traffic ahead. You should have kept in it, son. Got that toe.
I know, I think he was a bit too far down in his delta to make it worth his while, to save the fuel, do an extra couple of laps.
Well, do we ride on board with Pondon again? Stars again, 28.0.
And Artanis has put in a 128.6 as well. He's only 15 thousandths of a second quicker than Pondon. Simdog goes a little bit further back with a 128.8. He's currently going in between the two Lesmos. See how his time's doing. Yeah, the two Williams guys don't quite have the pace of Stars. And they are all fighting for the championship at the moment, so this is great for Stars' campaign. As Simdog is a 10th down, 10th and a half down on his time.
Oh, big
Jacob has split the Williams.
Pondon a 10th down on his time. Oh, Quantum Effect getting in there as well.
Pondon nearly losing it. The exit of the first Lesmo. But he's got a nice tyre. I think he's got a Red Bull in front of him on the back straight.
Well, we'll see what the split is.
Oh, he's gained time there. He was down a couple of tenths earlier. As Mickey has retired. He's in the pits, so I think that's it. He's probably run out of tyres. Or doesn't have enough time to come around. Pondon getting a very nice toe here on the final straight. Coming into Parabolica. It's very tight. He should jump Artanis here. Stars has got the checkered flag with a 127.7.
Wow.
Pondon comes across the line. The 128.5. So he's 8 tenths off Stars. Let's see. We've got.
He's got P2.
Artanis is invalidated. So
Simdogger now.
He's just coming through the first Lesmo now.
Jacob Meister's on the run down to Parabolica.
Simdogger is up by 700ths of a second. At the moment, that's not going to improve his position.
Jacob Meister just
4 tenths up for Simdogger.
Fraction. Oh. Jacob Meister P2 with a 28 flat.
I'm just watching Simdogger at the moment. This is going to put him up into P3 just in front of Pondon. He's 4 tenths up at the moment. It's one more corner to go. Runs it a little bit deep. I think he's lost a bit of time there. Comes across the line, and it is good enough for P3.
Whew. Yeah, P3, there it is. So Stars taking pole with a 27.72, or nearly 3 tenths clear of Jacob Meister. In second place, then Simdogger, followed by Pondon, Artanis, Quantum Effect, Skins, Combat, Trin, and Baitmate rounding out the top 10. Followed by Mickey, Nut, Saxa, Keeper, Lights, Ibis, Farsa, Lick, and Farmer Dingo.
That time from Jacob was incredible. It seemed to come out of nowhere, and he's a good 3/10 in front of the Williams of Simdogger. So very well done by him to put that on the front row. He's really mixing up front of the grid, especially when there's a big championship battle happening at the moment between Stars, Simdogger, Trin, and Pondon, who's quite close behind them.
Yeah, so it's reasonably clear at the moment.
Yeah, forecast is for a pretty dry race. Not sure if there's going to be anything in the tail end. Yeah, obviously everyone's got free choice of tyres now, because when it's wet quali, you can choose whatever you want. So it'll be interesting to see. We saw in the Tier 1 race that there was early safety car, and it really benefited those who were starting on the soft tyre. The medium runners really were caught out there because they had no choice other to stay out and try and hope for another one, or switch to the hard tyre, which is really not that competitive here. So be interesting to see what everyone does and whether or not we're going to get a clean race, or if the safety car is going to play into the strategy at all.
Yes. It'll be also interesting to see who starts on what, and whether teams decide to split the strategy.
Yeah, because obviously the other problem is going to be, if there is a safety car and you're both stuck on the same tyre, do you double stack, or do one of you have to go around again? So yeah, you'd hope that they're going to split them, but we will find out now
as we start the formation lap.
Yeah, so real mixed grid. No one's going on the hards. In the medium tyres, we've got Stars, Simdogger, Artanis, Skins, Combat. So both McLarens starting on the mediums. We've got Trin on the mediums as well. So both Williams opting for that too. Also got Nut, but Red Bull has split the strategy, so Mickey's on the softs. We've got Saxa and Keeper on the mediums, as well as Ibis and Lick, as Farmadingo has become disqualified from the formation lap, so he'll have some nice cold soft tyres at the back.
Interesting, he got disqualified by himself.
Yeah, maybe he put it in the wall or something, but yeah,
maybe. It's
an odd one. Yeah, so the soft runners, Jacob has opted for the softs, so be interested to see if he can get in front of Stars. Be quick for the first handful of laps, but they will start to die off and the medium runners come back at him. So we've got the AWS insights coming up on my screen now, predicting that soft to medium strategy is about 11 to 13 lap. And conversely, we'd expect those starting on the mediums to pit around lap 14 to 17.
Interesting. Pondon dropping a long way back there at the moment.
Yeah, got the front three runners have got a bit of a gap ahead of the rest of the field, so they're going to be stationary on the grid for a bit longer than they'd probably like, and that will mean they're going to have colder temps. So that probably won't be as big a problem for Jacob, but definitely for Stars and Simdogger starting on the medium tyres, the temperature is going to be critical for them to get a good start.
Well, the leaders are now in position. Last few lining up now. I believe Jacob's going to get a better start than Stars just by being on the softer tyre. So the lights have lit up. AWS stats, and we are racing. Stars gets away quite nicely, actually.
Lick has jumped the start at the back. He's got a penalty. Oh, we've got an incident in the back of the Ferrari at the half off in the middle. I think both Ferraris are out.
Both Ferraris are out.
Oh, it's we've got a VSC as well. This is the start of Singapore all over again. Ferraris coming together there.
Look at the penalties already. Wow. We were too far back to see what happened there.
So we've got Lick has got a drive-through penalty for jumping the start, and we've got Vasa, Combat, Nut, and Mickey all with 5-second penalties as well. So they will serve those during the pit stop. Wow, that was intense. I think the Haas got stuck to Keeper just off the line there, and yeah, Keeper's spun across the track, and Farmadingo left with nowhere to go, collided, and they both lost their tyres. at the front. So I'm just looking at Ibis now, and he does have front wing damage. Left end plate is gone, and some element damage as well as he runs off the track at the second Lesmo. So he'll be coming into the pits for sure, as back under racing conditions now. And Stars is in front of Jacob coming into Parabolica.
Wow, what a start.
So we've got a battle between Skins and Quantum Effect. Parabolica. Skins got the move done into it, but ran a bit deep. But he will get the toe down the pit straight. No DRS yet, of course, so it'll be a couple more laps before that happens, but he is using the overtake to go past. He's on the medium tyre as well, and he gets the job done well before the braking zone of the corner.
And he
runs a bit deep. Those mediums are a bit cold. Racing Point's trying to come back at him. It just doesn't have the drive to get the job done. So well defended by Skins. As Jacob has got past Stars going into second Variante chicane. Those soft tyres really working for him at the moment. Medium's still coming up to temperature. That extra grip really helping out the AlphaTauri.
Very close racing happening back at Nut and Combat. Oh, 3 wide. Oh, you're going to be 3 wide.
Got Combat on the inside of Nut into Ascari. Oh, his contact lights has broken his wing. Hit the back of Nut going into Ascari. Nut really loses it on the exit.
Well, Nut's damaged his wing as well because he was punted into the back of the McLaren of Combat.
Nut's going on the inside into Parabolica.
He's going to suffer a lot of understeering. Oh, he pulls it up.
On the side, Lights just had a mega run into the corner as well. None of them coming to the pits though. I'm pretty sure at least 2 of them. Yeah, definitely. Red Bull and the Alfa Romeo have wing damage.
Nut holding the slipstream.
This Lights goes deep under braking to get past the Red Bull. Oh, and there's contact. Lights actually went into neutral there. He shifted down too much for that extra rotation, and it's not paid off for him.
Quite the opposite, it would seem.
So jumping a bit higher up. Jacob's got about a half-second lead over the Mercedes of Stars.
Well, DRS is now activated, so the top 5 all within DRS range of each other, and then from 6th down to 9th.
Just looking at those front runners, none of them using their overtake at all. I think they're quite happy just to sit in the DRS of Jacob and just get a tow along. As Artanis has already got a 3-second penalty, as Stars nearly loses it on the exit of Ascari. Oh, it's very early in the race to be getting penalties for exceeding track limits, so hopefully that doesn't come back to bite him. Especially after just missing out on the race win at Spa, Artanis would be really hoping to capitalise at this track here with a good qualifying position again. Bit of a DRS train. Pondon hasn't really been able to make those soft tyres work. He's just attached himself to the back of the DRS train, but he's really not had the start that Jacob has, as his lead is now out to 8/10, so he has managed to gain a little bit on the back of the Alfa Romeo going into Curva Grande.
Pondon very close to the back of Artanis here. Oh, we got
Ibis has retired. He's lost it at the exit of Ascari.
And we have a full safety car.
Full safety car on lap 4.
And Nut has pit as well.
He's straight onto the hard tyres as well. So be interesting to see how many of the soft runners are going to pit now for hard tyres to go to the end. As we got a 5-second penalty for Quantum Effect for hitting the back of Skins. Or was the other way around? Maybe Skins hit him because he is behind. That's an interesting one. Again, this is a bit similar to what happened in the Tier 1 races. Medium runners really can't afford to pit. It's way too early. You're basically committing yourself to a 2-stop strategy or having gone to the slower hard tyre. Soft runners as well is a bit awkward because the mediums probably aren't going to last another 23 laps. So, yeah, it's interested to see what happens as we've got the leaders starting to come around Parabolica now. We'll see what they decide to do. As Jacob comes into the pits, Stars stays out. Pondon's in as well.
Yeah, I think anyone running on softs will pit.
Has stayed out. Quantum Effect has stayed out on the softs. Baitmate has stayed out as well. We've got some medium runners coming into the pits as well. I'm not sure if they've got wing damage or anything, but yeah, just I think Skins has come in. I think he had a penalty.
Yeah,
I think he's serving a penalty as well, which you're really not meant to be able to do. So Codemaster's
and
not
Nicky
really
serving one as well.
Yeah, so normally in real F1 rules you can't serve a penalty in the pits under the safety car conditions because it kind of defeats the whole purpose of having a penalty. As we've got a little battle between McLaren and Lick as they come out of the pits, but the McLaren is in front. Okay. Let's have a look at the penalties at the moment. So Tannis has a 3-second penalty at the moment. Quantum Effect has a 5-second penalty, which he will serve when he comes into the pits. Combat Rat has a 5-second penalty as well. And Pondon has a 3-second penalty. Vasa also has a 5-second penalty. So those 3-second penalties you can't serve in the pits, but the 5-second one you can.
You can.
Otherwise it'll just be added at the end.
It depends, I believe. But I could be wrong.
Okay, so Jacob and Pondon both pit for medium tyres, so it's a long way to take those, but yeah, interested to see how that goes. We do have Skins, Mickey and Nut on the hard tyres as well, so yeah, they'll definitely make it to the end, but those medium runners will be interesting to see if the strategy is going to work out, because it is a very long way to take them.
Yeah.
The other thing they may be hoping for is if there's a late safety car or virtual safety car, they can chuck on a set of softs and not have to worry about losing too much time with the second pit stop.
Lick has pulled into the pits.
I'll be interested to see how Stars handles this safety car restart. We had a bit of drama in the T1 race earlier with a very similar incident to what happened at Mugello. Luckily we didn't have any retirements out of it, but did have an instance where some of the midfield runners thought that we'd already gone, and it led to a bit of chaos in that pit straight. So I wonder if any of these T1 guys saw that stream and may have learnt some things. And just waiting for Lick to catch the back of the safety car train, and we should be going back under race conditions at the end of this lap, I would think.
Yeah. Oh.
Skins has got a 5-second penalty for hitting Pondon. It's very unfortunate for him.
I wonder if he's going to have any wing damage.
Yeah, I'm just jumping down and having a look. Safety car is in this lap.
Looks okay to me.
Yeah, I thought I saw both end plates, so maybe he is fine. Yeah, it looks okay from the off-board shot. The safety car has peeled off. Stars beginning to back up the field, warm up the tyres. Be interested to see as well how those mediums are going to go.
Sim dog up.
Come around into Parabolica now.
And he's going. Trying to break that toe. Well, he survives the restart.
Oh, as we've got Lick has missed his braking mark completely, and he's had to go over the curve. He's contacted with Nut.
Oh dear.
The first Variante, that was, yeah, he completely missed his braking marker there, the AlphaTauri, and he's collected the sister team car, so Christian is not going to be happy at all. Don't expect a contract renewal next year.
Look out, Albon, Kvyat.
Let's get Sergio in the car.
Hulkenberg.
Jacob looks like he's really lost out through the safety car. He was leading this race before. He's now down in 14th, third last out of the remaining cars. So we'll be hoping that the strategy works out for him. Yeah, And track position is usually king at this track. It's got Mickey making a move on skins going into Parabolica. I don't think we've got DRS enabled yet. The McLaren has no ERS deployment left, so I wonder he's a sitting duck on the straight. Still got no deployment yet. He's used it all yet. Now he's got it back, but he's already a few kilometers per hour down on the straight. McLaren's not having a great race so far. The start lap 8 of 27. The Stars has already pulled out a second on Simdogger, so he'll be wanting to keep that gap as DRS will be enabled at the end of this lap, I believe.
Just having a look at the cars at the back to see if they've got any wing damage. I think they look okay. So just a lot of lost time there, unfortunately. Two Renaults. I think Sachs will let Pondon through. His lights picks up a 3-second time penalty. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. We have an Alfa Romeo of lights spinning around. And he's going to have to... He gets out of the way. He did the right thing, waiting.
DRS has been enabled. We've got the Williams of Trin passing quantum effect on the pit straight. The soft tyres on the Racing Point are pretty much starting to die. Side by side as they come into the first Variante. And Trin very late on the brakes, gets the move done. Very well done by him. And he has lost a bit of time to the lead 3.
Simdogger staying with Stars at the moment, 6/10.
Skins has got back past Mickey. They're just coming out of Ascari now. They're starting to split up into little battle packs at the moment. We've got a 3-way battle for the lead with just a second covering those top 3 positions.
So they're able to close the gap, but no real chance of a move there.
We've got Trin as well just behind, closing down on them. Gap behind is just 1.5 seconds. Got the Racing Point of Quantum Effect still hanging on. We've got a... Oh, we've lost an Alfa Romeo at Ascari again. And the lights. Yeah, again.
Well, Artanis has the most ERS out of all of them.
He's also the only one who's got a penalty, so he's going to want to try and get clear of these guys when he can.
Ooh, Lick with the 3-second.
Because as it stands, he's going to lose a couple of positions with his penalty after the race. He has a great exit from Ascari though, right on the back of Simdogger. Just 2/10 the difference. He's going to get DRS to the pit straight, but Sim is within a second of Stars as well. The Alfa Romeo does have more ARS. He has a little bit of a moment through Parabolica, and he's dropped off with another couple of tenths. He's not using his ARS, so I think he knows it's not going to happen this lap.
Pit windows now open, apparently, for the softs.
Yeah, so you should be able to jump on the mediums at this point and get to the end. Stars runs a bit deep into the first Variante, and Seema's got a massive, massive run on him, using overtake to try and get past. But Stars uses his as well and holds position.
For the time being.
go through sector 2. It's mostly single file. No real battles happening at the moment, but yeah, 3 leaders very close together.
Trin is slowly starting to catch them.
Yeah, he's taken about 4 tenths off this lap because they've been battling so hard.
Took 3/10 out of them down the back straight. But then he'll lose it all here because they all have DRS.
That said, Williams and Sim having a go at Stars, and he takes the lead of the race. Gets the job done. Oh, but he has a moment on the exit of the first Variante. Oh, and he's hit Stars. He's pumped. They've come together. He did not leave room there at all. Stars has lost out there.
And he's going to be at risk here for Martinez.
He's pushing. He's using overtake. He gets a big squeeze from Stars, but he has position. And he gets the move done into the second area. He runs a bit deep, takes too much curve, and then Stars comes back around to the right-hand side and gets position back. Smart thinking there by Stars. He just waited, knew that Artanis had gone in a bit deep. He's a very smart player, but that has helped Sim, who's now almost a whole second in front. Stars will get DRS on this back straight.
Things starting to heat up a little bit now.
And now the gap behind a Trin is only 1.2 seconds, so he's almost on the back of the DRS train.
Oh, he's so close. Also, Quantum keeping Trin fairly honest, just outside DRS as well.
Stars has used up a fair bit of his ERS, so I think he's going to probably recover a bit this lap unless Simdogger makes a mistake.
Big lock up there on the right front from Artanis.
Oh, we've got the... Yeah, he's gone off at
Parabolica.
Don't know what's happened there. We have a virtual safety car. So it's going to give everyone a chance to save some fuel, try and charge up some ERS. It's not really going to benefit anyone who needs to pit. All come past the pit entry.
Yes, I have. So I'm not sure what happened there to Lick.
Yeah, there was a moment there between Lick and Nut again. Don't want to say those two words together again. But yeah, in the final corner, they were very close together. They did come together at the first Variante chicane before, so I wonder if something else happened between those two.
Yes, they did come together. Lick and Nut.
Okay, so VSC should be ending shortly as the lead is coming up to Parabolica.
Yeah, it feels like it's been out for some time now.
Yeah, it's almost been a whole lap because they were just after the first Variante.
Yeah, and we
get the green flag.
Whoa!
Almost loses it.
Simdogger!
Oh, going to have a massive run. He's not using his overtake. Sim is using all of his to hold the position. Stars has DRS as well, so DRS wasn't able to immediately, and he's making the move in the first Variante. Oh, they both break at the same point. And Stars runs a bit deep, and there's contact. He pushes Sim onto the curb. That's probably a, payback for the contact before, and he gets the job done. And Artanis on the outside of Simdogger as well.
Oh, it's a replica. Roles reversed.
Exactly. And Trin is now within a second of the top 3. As we have a yellow flag a bit further back, we've got a Mercedes around at the first Variante.
That would be the Mercedes.
Simdogger picks up a 3-second penalty now as well.
Ooh. So Stars has got some leverage here at the moment.
Oh,
and he'll know that Simdogger!
Oh, he's just kept it out of the wall, but he's lost position to his teammate. Yeah, the first Lesmo, he just lit it up a little bit too much on the exit curb, and he did very well to save his wing there, but
he went completely off screen from the view that I had. And there's not much grass there.
Oh, and there's now 2 tenths between the race leader and Artanis in P2. Trin is just outside the DRS range, but Artanis is going to size it up for the first corner, I reckon. Just looking at their ERS, Artanis has about 70% and only 50% for Stars. Yeah. Oh, he runs deep. Artanis has done exactly the same thing Sim did. He's collected it a bit better, but he's lost that advantage. He's not going to get it done on turn 1. He's using his overtaken DRS. He's closing up, but It's just a bit far back unless Daniel Ricciardo's into turn 1, but he does not. Sensibly, he pulls back in on the racing line. Trin just outside the DRS range, but he's got his teammate breathing down his neck, so they go through Curva Grande. Honda also back in P5, so the lead 4 have broken off by about 5 seconds to the cars behind. It's like a lonely race for Pondon. He's about 4.5 seconds in front and behind, so just has to do the sensible thing. He doesn't have to pit though, Pondon, so let's keep an eye on him for a bit later, because he pit under the safety car at the start. And if he can look after those tyres, he may be able to get to the end. Everyone in front still has to pit.
Yeah, well, the VSCs are definitely helping his tyre wear.
Exactly, so yeah, I think we've got to keep an eye out for him. His strategy seems to be working.
Also, can't discount the hard runners at the moment. Mickey.
Yeah, Mickey, Skins and Nut.
I think Nut's still, yeah, he's fallen back some ways. He's ahead of the guys that have just pitted, but...
And apparently the issue that Lick had at the final corner was a controller DC.
Oh.
As Artanis has pit. He has pit. And he got a pit. Oh, he's fed into the pits. 5-second penalty for Artanis. Oh, no. It's Trin also pits. So he comes in a bit earlier than his teammate. So we've got 11 laps remaining. So the race leaders are putting on soft tyres.
Well, they're definitely going to be faster on those fresh softs. So,
but they do have the hard runners in between, so whether or not they'll hold them up at all,
they've got a bit of a gap, 5 seconds, and I would be imagining they will come in this lap.
And what they don't want to have happen is Artanis picks up another 3-second penalty at the first chicane. Is if they start battling Artanis and Trin, that is definitely going to help Pondon and Stars and Simdogger.
That's right.
So at the moment we've got Stars in the lead by about 2 seconds over Simdogger, who of course had that spin a bit earlier. And we've got Pondon in P3 and Saxa in P4, so Renault having a fantastic race. Saxa hasn't pit yet though, Pondon has. And so we expect Saxa to drop down the field a little bit once he comes in, probably for soft tyres in the next lap or two. Artanis has already taken a couple of seconds off the McLaren on the hard tyre.
So the leaders are in the pits.
Okay, Pondon takes the lead of the race. Saxa also pits this lap. And so we've now got Pondon in the
Artanis
lead.
used all his deployment on that lap.
He's definitely trying to get the overcut. He's past Sim.
Yep, I think it's worked.
And Trin has just come out in front of his teammate. Stars is in front of both of them. But Artanis is now in front of Stars. So this is what he wanted. He was just behind when he came into the pits, so his outlap was incredible. I don't think he had any traffic at all, so really well done by him. But he's got to get a 3-second lead over Stars if he's going to have any chance of winning the race with his penalty. In fact, I think he's got 6 seconds of penalties. Oh, actually it's probably more with the speeding in the pits as well, so he's got a lot of work to do if he's going to be on the podium, I think.
Very much so.
Okay, with 10 laps remaining, got Pondon in the lead with 10 seconds behind. We've got Skins and McLaren, but right behind him is Artanis on the soft tyres that he just pit for.
Getting very close to the back of Skins.
Yeah, he's going to make short work of him on the straight. Probably even get past him before the DRS can be opened, as he sets the fastest lap, 121.6. So he's now about 11 seconds behind Pondon.
Big lock-up. That's the second big lock-up I've seen.
He's had a big slide as well coming in the exit of the Variante.
Now he's going to have to be careful. He's going to have to keep an eye on those lockups as Stars goes around the outside of Skins. I think Skins knows he's not really in this fight at the moment. Just trying to get through as quickly as possible.
We got Trin close it down on Skins as well. Maybe able to get him going into Ascari. He'll have DRS on the McLaren.
I think he'll have him.
Ooh, he shifted up a bit early there. I think he double shifted from 6th to 8th. But he has got in front just for Ascari. So he'll be pushing pretty hard to catch back up to Stars and Artanis.
Skins with another penalty. I think he's got several now.
Yeah, he'll be dropping down a bit through the order.
But they are definitely closing in on Pondon at a rate of knots at the moment.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on that for Dennis lap as Stars sits at the fastest lap.
But
So
they
only
won't be
4/10
able to keep
behind
these.
Artanis.
They won't be able to keep these times up. These softs will die off before the end of the race. So
Yeah, definitely.
they're going to be catching Pondon, who's going to be struggling on old mediums while they're struggling on softs.
Ooh, Stars has picked up a penalty as well.
Ooh, Trin.
Very interesting. Trin, he's got to get close. At the moment, he's the only one in the top 6 who does not have a penalty. Stars is within half a second of Artanis. I believe Artanis has quite a few penalties, so Stars may just be trying to use him for a tow. Be a bit unwise at this point to use up all his ERS to get
gone off
past
at
him.
Ascari.
No.
As Quantum, I think, made the move on him.
Okay, so they took 1.7 seconds out of Pondon that lap. It's now down to 7.1 seconds.
With Artanis almost going around there.
It's going to be close. So at that rate, they'll catch him by the end of the race, but it's going to be tight.
7 laps remaining.
Pondon does have 8 seconds of penalties though. Artanis 11 and Stars 3. Skins has accumulated 17 seconds of penalties.
So I guess Honda needs Artanis to slow Stars down. Because
And Trin as well, who's now only a second and a half off the back of Stars.
Yeah. So Trin is almost in the winning seat at the moment.
He is at the moment.
He's
he will
almost
win
in the
race.
lead.
Yeah. Our effective race leader is Trin.
You said Pondon had 8 or 6?
He's got 8 seconds.
8 seconds. Oh,
Yep.
well, yeah.
So at the moment, yeah, he's going to drop down beneath.
He's right on the cusp of it at the moment.
It's going to be close. As the gap is now 5.6 seconds. It's another 1.5 seconds they've taken out of him that lap.
Stars is going for the move on Artanis. He's in front come turn 1. Keeps it clean. Yeah, I think Artanis has probably damaged his softs with some big lockups coming into turn 1.
Keep an eye on Trin. Almost within DRS range of Artanis.
Sim Dogger there as well.
Yeah, he's using his teammate for the tow. He does have 3 seconds of penalties, so Trin definitely should be getting the team orders going his way.
Well, if Sim's faster, would you not want Trin to hold onto the back of Sim Dogger? 'Cause he's going to get in front of him anyway.
Yeah, you would. They're very similarly paced though, the two Williams cars, so you wouldn't want Sim to go in front and then hold up Trin anymore because he'll potentially be losing positions because he wants to stay within 3 seconds of Stars and he will win the race.
He's only got 5%
That's
here.
Jim is making a move on him into turn 1. So he'll be hoping that he gets a move on.
Well, he'll be probably hoping to save some ERS. He'll have to be using his teammate to save ERS.
Yeah, what he doesn't want though is Sim to catch Artanis and them start battling and let Stars get away. And Stars is already outside of DRS range of Artanis, and he's now within 2 seconds of Pondon, so Stars can still win this race as long as he stays 3 seconds in front of Trin. He can win this race. And at the moment, Trin is only 4/10 clear of Stars. As Sim picks up another penalty, that's 6 seconds for him now.
Well, Trin really needs to be using this opportunity to save his ERS, because he's not going to have enough if something happens. And when you're down under 10%, it doesn't output as much, so...
Stars now within DRS range of Pondon, so those soft tyres got a lot more life than the mediums.
How many seconds did Stars have?
Stars has only 3, as Trin has picked up a 3-second penalty, so that changes everything.
Well, Pondon is no longer winning this race. It is now Stars, I believe.
So that's a shame for Williams. That has cost him. He was close enough to Stars that he would take the lead of the race when it ended, but now he's going to be hoping that Stars makes another mistake.
Oh, Pondon's a sitting duck here. Stars has got no ERS. He's used everything to get the move done. You can see the closing speed between the compounds.
Oh, look at that Alfa Romeo right on the back of the Renault. Pondon tries to give him a little bit of a squeeze, and he just drops back into the slipstream.
And Trin has dropped off. He's dropped off the back of the pack. Yeah, he's killed his ERS.
I wonder if he's dropped his head a little bit, I think, with that mistake. It's cost him a potential win there. Got a bit of a battle going on.
Well, there's still a podium. There's still a podium up for grabs.
Oh, Simdog has hit the back of Pondon. He missed his braking mark there. And he's
Gets
just gone
away
right on the
with
back
no
of the Renault.
damage.
Yeah, there's no wing damage that I can see. As he tries to pass the Renault Curva Grande. That Renault is very wide, positions itself right in the middle of the track. Oh, but the Williams sticks his nose down on the inside going into the secondary amphi.
Very risky.
High risk, but yeah, Pondon holds his line and holds his position as well.
But they really can't be wasting too much time.
This is hurting the Williams drivers. This is really slowing them up. Simdog gets past Pondon.
Look at the gap he's already got on Pondon now.
Trin sizing up Pondon as well to come into Parabolica. So he'll get past him on the pit straight, I imagine.
Ooh, Artanis having a look at Stars here, going down the inside.
Gets the job done. Sure there's no love lost between those two after Spa.
Another lock up on the right front.
As Trin gets past Pondon into turn 1. And yeah, those mediums are really starting to struggle. It was a bit of a stretch to try and get those to last from the first safety car to the end, but yeah, it's not really paid off for him.
He might be risking a puncture, actually.
So at the moment, the only driver on track that does not have a penalty is Mickey. But unfortunately, he's only going to gain 1 position as he's too far off the back of the top 5 to gain any extra positions there.
Oh well, it's more than nothing.
They've got a little battle going on a bit further back. But Jacob and Saxa within a second of each other. It's the only real... As Lights has retired from the session, he's had some troubles at the exit of Ascari, and he has DNF'd.
Jacob Meister with another penalty.
Yeah, he's up to 9 now, so he's going to drop a bit down the order. As Artanis is passed by Stars going into turn 1.
Well, Artanis isn't even really in this fight with so many penalties.
No, he's got 11 seconds, so...
It's going to drop him to 5th, at least.
Potentially, yeah, I think... Yeah, Quanda's got 8 seconds of penalties, so he might not drop behind him. Yeah, he's definitely going to lose out on a podium, I think. Yeah, it does look like Trin's really struggling to keep up with the top 3. I don't know if he's picked up some minor wing damage. I can't see anything externally, but he's definitely not got the pace that he had before.
His ERS is on 0%. He's got no battery.
As Artanis closes up on the back of Stars. So about to start the final lap of the race. So now is time for Artanis to make the move if he's going to do it.
He's using his ERS now. He knows... Well, he's assuming Stars has got nothing left. And he's pretty much right
Stars
with that.
Probably knows... Oh, the Alfa Romeo nearly loses it mid-corner there in first Variante, but I think Stars probably knows that Artanis has got a fair few more penalties than he does. And I'm sure his team's letting him know about the state of the guys behind, so... yeah, I'll just give everyone an update. We've got 11 seconds of penalties on Artanis, 3 on Stars, 6 on Sim, 3 on Trin, and 8 on Fondon, and 17 on Skins. DRS train going on now for the podium positions. Yeah, it does look like Stars is pushing to get it done on track.
Simdogger using overtake. He wants to do it on the track.
Ooh. And Sim is more than 3 seconds clear of his teammate as well. I think... Oh, it's just about... No, Trent does beat his teammate.
Only just.
And Pondon crosses the line, P5. Gins coming around in P6.
So Artanis drops down to 4th. Oh, Mickey on the final corner. Oh, Quantum's run out of fuel, I think. He's going to get done here by Saxa. He has. And, yeah, Saxa getting through. But I think Quantum stays in the points because I don't think he had as many penalties as others.
Yeah, he's come across P8, so he'll pick up 4 points there as we just wait for the Mercedes of Vassar and the Red Bull of Nut to finish. Who's coming around the Parabolica now. As it stands, the race leader and winner is Stars, followed by Trin and Simdogger, so another double Williams podium.
Yeah.
Very well done to them.
Very, very interesting race, that one.
Trin gets driver of the day. He did very well, but if he just kept it that little bit cleaner, he would have picked up the win. So it's a real shame for him.
But there, once again, Mercedes surrounded by 2 Williams drivers on the podium.
And Stars also picking up the fastest lap, so gets that extra point, which will help him in his championship fight. So we've got double points for the Renault drivers. Well done by Pondon and Saxa there. And both McLarens rounding out the top 10 in 9th and 10th. Despite running out of fuel, Quantum Effect in the Racing Point did finish P8.
So just a quick rundown. We had Stars taking the win, followed by Trin, then Simdogger taking that final podium position. Pardon me. We then have Artanis, Pondon, Mickey, Saxa, Quantum Effect, Combat Rat, and Skins. So both McLarens getting in the points there. Just missing out was Jacob Meister, hard done by today, followed by Baitmate, Vasa, Nut, Lights. Lights is the first of the DNFs, followed by Lick, Ibis, Farmer, and Keeper, who didn't even get to turn 1.
Yeah, poor Ferraris, they barely made it off the grid.
The
when they came together.
Tifosi would be furious.
Their home race as well.
I mean, it's 2020, isn't it?
It really just, sums up their season, doesn't it?
It really does. Well, I hope you all enjoyed watching that. I know I certainly did. Make sure to join us on Friday night for our F2 series. I think Suzuka will be the next track for the F2s. And what's after the Italian Grand Prix?
I believe we're off to Singapore.
Singapore. Brilliant. So next weekend we got Singapore on Sundays for Tier 1 and Tier 2, and Japan for the F2s on Friday. So make sure you tune in for that. I've been Bandcamp, and joining me tonight has been Gus, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.